Would you eat it?
물에 쌀만 넣고 끓여도 소고기 국밥이나 소고기 스튜가 된다면 어떤 기분일까요? 한국에서 만들어진 기적 때문에 현재 전 세계가 초흥분 상태에 빠졌습니다. 그동안 과학소설에서나 볼 수 있었던 미래 식량이 한국에서 만들어진 것입니다. 여기 핑크빛이 도는 쌀밥 한 그릇이 있습니다. 언뜻 보면 파치나 잡곡을 넣어 밥을 해 색이 물든 것처럼 보이는 이 핑크빛 밥 한 그릇에 전 세계가 열광하고 있습니다. 이 밥의 미래 식량에 대한 해결책이 있기 때문입니다. 지난 15일 미국 CBS 방송은 아침의 시작을 이 소식으로 출발했습니다.
You've heard of plant-based meat, right? But buckle up because now it's time for some meat-based plants.
Stop.
Researchers at Yonsei University in South Korea are touting what they're calling hybrid rice. It's grown in a lab with cow muscle and fat cells inside the rice grains. They say the pink-colored rice could offer a cheaper and more sustainable source of protein with a much lower carbon footprint than regular beef. Would you eat it?
지난 2013년 영국 런던에서 최초의 실험실 재배 햄버거가 출시된 이후 전 세계에서는 식량 위기에 대비한 지속 가능한 미래 식량을 개발하기 위해 치열한 경쟁을 시작했습니다. 그리고 한국에서 놀라운 연구 결과가 발표되자 전 세계는 충격에 빠졌습니다. 지난 15일 영국 BBC는 한국 연구진이 단백질 함량이 높은 고기쌀을 개발했다라는 제목의 기사를 대서특필했습니다. BBC는 한국 연구진이 개발한 새로운 유형의 하이브리드 식품 고기쌀은 저렴하고 친환경적인 단백질 공급원이 될 수 있다고 설명했습니다. 특히 가장 많은 관심을 보이는 나라는 인도입니다. 인도는 기후위기가 식량 생산 감소로 이어져 심각한 기아 문제를 겪고 있는데요. 지난 2023년 인도는 기상이변으로 인해 많은 어려움을 겪었습니다. 인도의 우기 기간 동안 많은 지역에서 강수량 부족 문제를 겪었으며 최저 수준의 강수량을 기록했습니다. 특히 텔랑가나주와 케랄라주 등 남부 지역은 가뭄으로 인해 어려움을 겪은 반면 히마찰 프라데시주와 펀자브주 등은 폭우와 홍수로 인한 큰 피해를 입었습니다. 잦은 기상이변은 식량 안보 위기로 이어질 수밖에 없는데요. 인도의 식량 안정성이 기후변화로 인해 악화되면서 이번 한국의 고기쌀에 큰 기대를 걸고 있습니다. 인도 공영방송은 한국의 고기쌀에 대해 2편으로 나눠 집중 소개하는 시간을 가졌습니다.
And from what's happening in space, let's now turn to a story that is out of this world. In fact, it gives a sneak peek into what life might look like in the future. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you had rice? Maybe your last meal had rice in it. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe you hate rice. But what if the rice was made in a laboratory? Sounds crazy, right? Well, this is not some distant reality. It is happening now. And what also makes this rice extraordinary, by the way, is the fact that it is non-vegetarian rice. Sounds unheard of, right? Well, that was my reaction as well. Let me tell you what's cooking. This story is about a different kind of rice. Researchers have made rice grains with beef and cow fat cells grown inside them. How exactly was that done and why? Let me dish out the details. It's been called a new type of hybrid food. Scientists say that the rice could be an eco-friendly source of protein, that it could also be a more affordable source of protein than traditional beef. How is it made? Basically, the traditional rice grains were covered with fish gelatin. This coating was used to basically enable the beef cells to latch on, and then these grains were left in a petri dish to culture for up to 11 days. The rice was tried with various accompaniments, and it was a good match with a variety of dishes, by the way. This is being called a breakthrough achievement for multiple reasons. It's been called the food of the future or experimental food. The researchers say it could provide relief for famine situations. It could make food production more sustainable. It could also be used as rations for the military or for astronauts. What it also means is that mixing animal cells into rice means that it can be a new complete meal, given that rice basically is a carbohydrate with smaller proportions of protein, fat, etc. According to the researchers, the rice had 8% more protein and 7% more fat. The team is exploring sustainable supplies of cells that can be maintained in the laboratory without requiring more animals. And future versions could have other types of meat or fish so that different tastes and nutritional requirements can be accounted for. And the thing is, this is not the first time lab-grown or cultivated meat products are being explored. Remember the time when the first lab-grown burger was unveiled? This was in the year 2013. In fact, recently Singapore started selling the world's first cultivated chicken product. Meanwhile, in sharp contrast, Italy has backed a bill to ban lab-produced meat. This was basically done to protect the country's food traditions. For this latest study, cells taken from livestock were used, but if a cell line can be developed, meaning that cells that continue dividing and growing over long periods of time, they can get the cells without livestock breeding. And following that, a sustainable food system can be put in place. As of now, the rice will not be available out there in the market. The plan is basically to develop the process further so the cells can grow better in the rice grain and produce more nutritional value.
현재 인도의 기아 수준은 심각한 수준으로 평가됩니다. WHO가 발표한 2023년 세계 식량 안보 영양 실태 보고서에 따르면 인도에서 2억 3,390만 명이 영양 실조를 겪고 있다고 지적한 바 있습니다. 고기쌀이야말로 인도의 식량 문제에 크게 기여할 것으로 기대되는데요. 지난 방송이 고기쌀 제작 과정에 관해 집중했다면 이번에는 고기쌀의 맛을 설명하고 보다 친근하게 접근할 수 있도록 소개하고 있습니다.
Sustainable food menus may soon include bowls of rice with a pinkish hue thanks to researchers who have developed rice grains infused with laboratory-grown beef and cow fat cells. Scientists are on the brink of a new innovation. In a lab experiment, traditional rice grains were coated with fish gelatin and seeded with skeletal muscle and fat stem cells, all cultivated in a lab setting. After 9 to 11 days, the resulting grains contained meat and fat, offering a potentially nutritious and flavorful alternative protein source. Scientists say it is a cost-effective protein option with a reduced environmental impact when compared to traditional beef. While the rice maintains its familiar appearance, it has new aromas, including nuttiness and umami reminiscent of meat. Although not an exact replica of beef, the rice offers a unique flavor profile that complements various dishes. Researchers propose that integrating animal cells into rice could create a complete meal with carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals. This hybrid rice, more brittle than soft and sticky traditional rice, contains higher protein and fat levels. Variations in the proportion of muscle cells or fat affect the aroma, with some smelling like beef and almonds, while others carry notes of cream, butter, and coconut oil. Compared to beef production, hybrid rice can contribute to sustainability by significantly reducing carbon emissions. It could also be more affordable. The estimated cost per kg of hybrid rice is substantially lower than that of beef. Researchers say that in addition to its potential for emergency food supplies in famine-stricken regions, hybrid rice holds promise as a ration for astronauts and military personnel.
과학학술지 매터에 따르면 고기쌀은 일반 쌀에 비해 약간 더 단단하고 쉽게 부서지는 느낌이지만 단백질과 지방 함량이 확연히 더 높다고 설명했습니다. 영국 영양재단의 브리짓 베넬람은 이번 연구에 대해 인간과 지구 모두의 건강에 도움이 되는 식단 개발은 가장 중요한 과제이다. 이번 연구는 이러한 해결책 마련에 큰 도움이 될 수 있는 혁신적이고 새로운 접근 방식을 제시한다고 평가했습니다. 물론 앞으로 연구에 시간이 더 필요하겠지만 획기적인 미래 식량 개발의 중심에 대한민국이 있다는 것은 분명한 일입니다. 여러분의 소중한 의견을 남겨주세요. 바쁘시더라도 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 지금까지 단골이시였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.